Reach out, oh, with Ray and Steve. Reach out, with Ray and Steve. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the car. Root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. Play ball.
Well, hello, everybody out there in Reachout land, and a very pleasant good evening to you wherever you may be. Welcome to Reach Out with Ray and Steve. And let's bring on our host, Ray and Steve. Come on in, gentlemen. Hey.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, we have Rachel Barcelona and Ray Negron.
Yes.
Wow.
Barcelona. Oh my God, my dream girl. I can't believe it, and I'm not there. I can't.
I
You
know
know
that's
what?
right.
I will say
Steve,
this.
You purposely didn't tell me she was going to be there. You purposely didn't tell me.
Oh, I do it one time at the 4 years. How many times you not tell me anything?
Well, all right, we're even.
All right.
Hey, I'll say one thing, Steve. That is a major upgrade from Ray.
Oh, thank you, Robbie. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank
Wow.
you.
Well, so Robbie, I see you say Reach Out Land. Where is Reach Out Land? How do we
Reach
get
Out
there?
Land is everywhere. It's in
Okay.
Los Angeles, it's in Chicago, and it's in the Bronx, New York, brother.
That's right. And Ray,
Wherever
you're not
you
in
can reach.
studio. Where are you?
Okay, I am in Manhattan today. I am over at what you call the Core Club, and I'm getting ready to do an extensive interview with Gio Urshela and Gleyber Torres, the two guys, the two catalysts that have brought the Yankees back to prominence in the last 2 weeks. I mean, these guys have been on fire defensively, offensively, off the field, on the field, and I can't wait to sit down and give us an interview that everybody in sports has been wanting to get, but they can't due to COVID and everything else. And I just got lucky, and we're going to give our show a great exclusive next week.
That is
Cool.
That's amazing.
That is amazing. And you know what's better? They're doing on the field, but Ray, you've been with them. They do things off the field like no other Yankee does it, right?
You know, it's funny because I was just talking to Bob Clappish about that, who's one of our guys that gives us the sports report here and there. And Gio and Gleyber have been doing, they've been on and beyond. They've done so many great things for the children in New York and for the kids in Colombia and in Venezuela during these crazy, crazy times. Because you know what's happening in Colombia right now.
Right.
Mhm.
So,
Right, right.
thank goodness for that.
And Ray, after all these years with the Yankees, I mean, you always migrate to the younger guys and, teach them the off the field manners or the etiquette of what to do, how to help others, and you kind of pick them out. And Gleyber and Gio, they probably could hang in the 70s with the Yanks, right?
Well, number one, they haven't been polluted yet. So, so they're still doing their thing. They're still out there, and they understand the concept of importance to help thy fellow man, and in these times where, I don't know why things are happening. I've had this conversation with Robbie a million and one times from the standpoint of the word, from the standpoint of doing the aspect of what does God want us to do while we're here on earth. And I know I have a feeling that I think I know what we're supposed to do. However, the rest, a lot of people in this world, they're just doing crazy things, thinking that they're doing the right thing. What is the right thing? I don't know. All I know is I want to do what God wants us to do.
Right, right. And we have a great community section today. Before we get to that, Rachel's going to share what she does. We have Frank and Mary Fetchit. They lost their son on September 11th, almost 20 years ago. We're going to hear what they do. but it was Reggie Jackson's birthday, 75th birthday.
Wow.
It was a great event in Las Vegas, right, Ray?
Incredible events, and I sent you guys a video of the highlight was Smokey Robinson, the great Smokey Robinson.
My Uncle
singing,
Smokey.
yes, to Reggie. You have that tape, Steve?
Yeah, let's, Carmine, you got that? Let's show up.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Reggie. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Reggie.
I love it.
Wow.
Very cool.
Some of the biggest stars in sports history were there to honor the great Mr. October, and I know that Reggie, who doesn't show emotion a lot, but he was crying. He was, I mean, he teared up a lot that night, and I was happy that he could let those emotions come out.
Yeah, you saw Franco Harris was there, Julius Erving. It looked like Lawrence Taylor. A lot of great people must have
Hold
came
on,
out.
didn't I see a Dodger there too?
Steve Garvey was there.
Oh.
Yes.
I know you were going for the Dodger guy. I was waiting for that to come in. But yeah, Steve Garvey was there.
Mhm.
Unbelievable event. And, you go way back with Reggie since your early days with the Bombers. And he took you under his wing. He gave you the understanding, the respect. He listened to you. And we all saw that in the World Series when you pushed him out for that encore. But you had that close relationship on the parade, during the World Series, during the season. That was a great, great time for you to be around him.
He helped me grow up. He helped me. Him, along with Thurman Munson and Billy Martin. I mean, they taught me how to be a man. Even regardless of what you can say about them, all I know is how they were with me. And Reggie was a big brother. And let me just say, I remember one day I walked into his apartment. He says, "Don't take your coat off. We're going shopping." So we went shopping, and then when we got to the store, everything was for me. He got me some slacks and shirts
Wow.
and jacket and all this. I was 18 at the time, and he said, "If you're going to be traveling with the Yankees, you have to dress like a Yankee." And that
Wow.
was like that was a highlight. You know what I'm saying? That was a highlight.
Wow. Well, that's such a great day. But let's check out the standings that we do every Monday night. Let's see
Yeah.
where the Yankees and the the Dodgers are coming on strong there. 29-18. Yankees are right behind there, and the Metsies are right there too. Well, the Dodgers are very streaky this year.
Yeah, they are. It's funny, we came out of the box 12-2, and then we went this big losing streak, and now I think we've won 11 out of 12. But we have a new player that's helping the team out. Did you know that, Ray?
Listen, all I know is the guy's a Hall of Famer. I mean, just
By the way, you have to tell the audience who it is.
Well, you know what? Before, don't say it. We have a clip. Let's show the audience who it is. Take it
Okay.
away, Carmine.
okay.
Saying that. I played with Eddie in Cleveland, and I saw him use probably 10 different batting stances. Not radically different, but being a switch hitter, about 5 different stances from each side of the plate, depending on how the pitcher was going to attack him.
On a 1, Pujols hits the ball the other way, deep to right field. Reddick's going back at the wall. Albert Pujols, his first Dodger home run.
Whoa, I love it. We got Dodger moments here.
Yeah,
Nice.
see? That's it. That's it for the Dodger moments for another month. That's it.
No,
But-
the guy's a Hall of Famer. He's a
Yeah.
class act. He's done a lot of wonderful things in the community wherever he's played. And hey, kudos to the Dodgers. They did a very, very smart team, a smart thing. Any team that would have took this guy would have been smart because you got nothing to lose, and more to gain. Because even if you didn't play him that much, you know what? I would say to him, come on, let's go to this school. Come on, let's go to this hospital. Things like that to enhance the brand, and help kids.
Right.
And you're talking about a brand. You're talking about a guy who is there. He's number 3 on the all-time RBI list. You've got Babe Ruth. You've heard of him. Hank Aaron, Albert Pujols. He's number 5 on the all-time homer list. You've got Hank Aaron, Babe Ruth, 2 steroid guys, and then you've got Albert Pujols.
Wow. Doesn't get better than that.
Yeah.
All right, enough of this Dodger stuff. We had some Yankee moments. You talk about Gleyber Torres. We had a triple play. Let's check out a little video. What's been going on with the Bronx guys?
All right.
High fly ball, deep right field. That ball is gone. A home run. Torres goes the other way. Grounded to third. There's 1. There's 2. There it is. It's a triple play. They got a triple play. Hit sharply, a base hit to left field. Judge rounds third. They're waving him home. Here's the throw. Here's the play. Yankees win 2-1.
They're unbelievable.
Wow. So the Yankees and the Dodgers are keeping pace
I have
with
to
each
applaud
other.
a triple play no matter who does it.
Around the horn triple play.
That's pretty cool.
Third, second, and first. Right, Ray? That doesn't happen too much.
No, not that one doesn't happen that often. People think that it does, but it doesn't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of great things are happening. We got a lot of sports teams in the playoffs here in New York. We got the Knicks, we got the Islanders, we got the Nets, and you never know what's going to happen around here in New York. But things are going really, really well. There we go. We got the Nets that won, the Knicks lost, but the Islanders have a game tonight. We'll see what happens. But it's all about sports, but it's also about community.
Yeah.
And next to me is Rachel Barcelona, who just started her own nonprofit organization, Abilities Beyond Disabilities. Rachel, way to go.
Yeah, all right.
Yes, that is the new logo. I had to put Ability Beyond Disabilities there, and I just like the confetti around it. It makes it pretty. But I've had Ability Beyond Disabilities as sort of an idea for over a decade now. Wow, that's really...
You're not that old.
No.
Well, I started it when I was in middle school, and it was a way to combat bullying because I was bullied for having autism, and I just wanted to be nice to people. But now it's finally here as a nonprofit, and the money I get, I'll donate to families who have kids with autism, and it'll be spent on therapies, activities, otherwise things that they can't afford because a lot of that stuff is expensive. And I have $500 right now, but that can go a very long way. So I'm thankful.
Hallelujah. Great job, Rachel.
And she just graduated from college a couple of weeks ago, despite doing all this stuff. She's an amazing person. Robbie.
And she's a beauty pageant winner. She's
a beauty Miss Tampa. There we go.
I am.
And Robbie, she sang the national anthem at Madison Square Garden.
Twice.
Wow. That's amazing. I'm still waiting to do that gig.
Yeah.
The most meaningful time was when I went to Madison Square Garden and I sung right after the Pulse shooting in Orlando. That was very close to my heart, and it always will be. Yes.
And she's here in New York. She's singing locally here because Memorial Day is right around the corner. She's singing here tomorrow at Nassau County for Detective Luis Alvarez Memorial Park, who perished in 9/11, and they're opening up a park, and the county executive, Laura Curran, asked Rachel to sing the national anthem
Wow.
at this great
No
event.
pressure.
You know, so she's doing it all. And Ray, she sang the national anthem right outside Yankee Stadium a couple months ago, right?
Yes, she did. She
Outside.
did a
That's
job.
great. Soon
did a
I'll be
great job.
inside.
Yes, we got to get her inside.
I'll be
But
inside.
She did it at the original Yankee Stadium.
That's
Wow.
right.
At the original Yankee. That's the original Yankee Stadium with the spirits of Ruth and Garrett and DiMaggio and Mantle. So, hey, you
Oh,
can't get
so
better
cool.
than that.
Well, I had so much fun doing it there, no matter where it was, and I just loved meeting everybody.
Right, right.
I wonder
Well-
if we could get a sample of a couple lines of that song, an a cappella sample.
Can you give us a little
The
sample?
anthem?
Yeah.
Yeah, just a couple lines.
I don't want to spoil it, but you know, everybody knows the anthem, so it's whatever. Is this thing on?
Yeah, it's on.
Like
Yeah.
really awkward. Is this thing on?
Yeah.
Okay, so here it is. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming.
Awesome.
Is that it? Can I
Yeah,
stop?
very
Okay.
good.
Ball.
That's
Play ball.
Play ball. Play ball.
Yes, yes, there we go.
Well, listen.
If you want more, pay $5.
All right. Well, with that being said, I'm going to go and interview these guys,
All right, Ray.
and we will talk. And thank you. And, hey, Rachel, I'm sorry I missed you. And Robbie Robinson, I love you. And, and by the way, Robbie was with Frankie Valli all weekend working on new stuff. So I want to know, when are we going to hear some of that stuff?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there we go. They're the boys.
I love it.
There we go. There we
Yay.
go. And they're going to be touring pretty soon. So, Ray, thank you very much. You look good with the collared shirt, by the way, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to be like you.
Oh, there we go. Oh, okay. Right back at you, Ray. Enjoy
All right.
yourself.
All right. Love you guys.
Love you
All right.
guys.
Take care.
So before we bring our next community person on, I was actually in Clearwater, Florida, with my favorite band. Foreigner was there. It's not
Oh,
the
I thought it was the Four Seasons. Come on.
yeah, it's a Four Seasons, Foreigner. It's the same
Yeah,
kind of
okay.
thing. But you guys practice right next to each other. Bobby Rossi, who you know, took great
Yeah.
care of my wife and I. We
Oh,
had a
yeah.
great time. Here's a little snippet. It's not Lou Graham, but it's Kelly
Oh, that looks-
Hansen. There you go. There's a little snippet of your band and the Foreigner band right there.
Yeah, we were rehearsing right next to each other a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it's cool. Well, this is some of the final product after that rehearsal, and we were sitting right up front. Thanks to Bobby Rossi. Let's check it out.
Music is back in the house. I tell you what, we've been waiting a long time to do this. What better place than to start out Florida? This is our third show in the last 14 months. Our music is back. It's going to be a little bit different for a while. There's only 50% of you here, but we're going to give you a 100% show, right? Let's get this record rolling! You're as cold as ice. You're willing to sacrifice our love.
Not-
Yeah, that is super cool.
Not cool. You know what's good about it, Robbie?
What's that?
That connection that the band has with the audience and the audience has with the band. We could do all this Zoom stuff and what we do,
Right.
but you can't replace that, right?
You are exactly right, and that's what it's all about. And I can't wait for our band and for all the bands to get out there, because the door is opening for touring again. And Bobby Rossi has been leading the way down there in Clearwater, Florida, or in
Yep,
At
Clearwater,
that-
Florida, right there, Ruth Eckhart Hall.
I
Yeah.
love that. By the way, we've played that venue more than any other act ever.
I saw that. He has a separate room for Frankie and you guys. That's crazy.
We love Bobby Rossi, and if you remember, he was a guest on our show before.
Yes, and he's going to come back. He's going to talk about live music. But I saw him on the side, and I saw him looking up at the crowd. 50%. Everybody was standing up for the most of the show, and everybody having a good time. And that's what it's all about. Music soothes the soul, and you've been doing it for your whole life. So God bless you, Robbie, for everything you do.
Hey, now that brings up an idea too. You know, my show, I do this show at tonight at 9. See, what time is that? 10 o'clock New York time.
Yep.
Jam and Java.
Ah.
And my guest tonight played a show Saturday night in Dallas, Texas, with his band Ambrosia.
Wow.
Oh.
And he's going to be my guest tonight. You know their hits, Biggest Part of Me and How Much I Feel, and a bunch of great songs.
Those are classic songs.
Yeah.
I could jam to those songs in the car by myself. Really cool.
Yeah.
So
So
you got,
opening up, he just played, like I said, he played Saturday night, man, in Dallas.
wow. And it's about breaking barriers, and I think most of the people have been getting vaccinated, people doing the right thing, people want to hear live music, they want their lives back, and I think the music is definitely the way to go. So I'm so happy for all the musicians out there.
Music brings people together.
Right. And that's what it's about, right?
Oh, absolutely. I
Right.
believe it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And you bring people together too. But we have two other people that bring people together
Yes.
despite some tragedy they went through almost 20 years ago. We want to bring on Frank and Mary Fetchit to the show right now, Robbie. Let's meet them right now. Let's check them out. This is a part of our community service. Rachel started us off, but Mary and Frank Fetchit, come on in.
Hi.
Hi, how are you today?
Great.
Doing great. Rachel, congratulations for getting your
Absolutely.
nonprofit airborne.
Yeah.
That's great.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah,
We know the Alvarez family, so send them my love when you see them.
Oh, I will. Okay. Well, they're local. Our studio's in Long Island. They're about where this is happening tomorrow. It's about 20 minutes away, and Rachel's singing the national anthem for that. So it comes full circle. So first of all, I want to God bless you guys because you lost your son Bradley tragically in 9/11, and I know the telephone call probably is very haunting. But can you share your story to our viewers out there?
Well, we as you said, we lost our son Brad on 9/11. He was working in the second tower and called Frank that day at work, and then left me a message at home. And the rest is history. I was a social worker at the time, and so I guess my response to the loss of Brad was to start a nonprofit organization like Rachel is, taking your personal experience. And so that's what we've been doing the last 20 years. We've provided support services for thousands of victims' families, responders, and survivors. And we're also taking what we've learned and helping other communities. Rachel brought up the Pulse nightclub, and we're actually in a network of organizations that have had to respond to other tragedies.
Wow. And can you share with us a little bit about Brad, your son? We have some pictures. We want people to get to know him because when 9/11 happened, it affected all of us, but it really affected both of you.
I'll start on that one. Well, Brad was our oldest of three boys. There he is on the left there, Brad and Wes and Chris. And I traveled a lot in business. Brad was kind of the surrogate dad for the boys, keeping them in line. And he was a great athlete, was captain of the hockey team throughout high school, captain of the lacrosse team, good-looking guy, and just really loved life. Was looking at rings for his to-be fiance and never got that done about the week before 9/11. Just a great kid and loved life, and it just is a tragedy.
We found a journal that Brad wrote, and on the first page he had a quote you could tell the character of a man by what he does for the man who offers him nothing. So I think that said a lot about Brad,
Right.
and he was well loved by certainly his family, but he had, friends, from every walk of life. He was just a terrific son.
When we look back on that, because people now in high school, it's almost 20 years already.
Right.
So we have to keep we have to share these stories. We have to keep talking about what happened then, because it's almost like when we talk about the Holocaust now, the people that survived the Holocaust, they're far and few between to tell their testimony, to tell their story. And sometimes if we don't share with our youth, then they get lost. And because of the pandemic, we have to try harder to bridge people together, the younger people, of what we went through and where we're going from here. Would you guys agree with that?
I think absolutely, and we've found, I was very involved on a lot of advocacy issues. Of course, one was making sure the memorial was what we wanted it to be. I was part of the Family Advisory Committee, and because it was taking a while for the memorial to be built, we actually launched Voices of September 11th, 9/11 Living Memorial Project. And we created a digital archive. We collected over 87,000 photographs, working with nearly 3,000 victims' families to document the lives that were lost. And so then once the memorial was built, we were able to share that collection of photographs with the memorial. And, you brought up, we talked a little bit about the Alvarez family. The needs, people are able to move forward, but it's still very challenging. And Lou Alvarez is an example of a responder that worked in the recovery effort. There are over 90,000 individuals like himself that responded, and about 400,000 people that survived the attacks. They were all exposed on some level to the toxic air. And as a result, with the passage of time, there's over 83,000 in treatment now for sometimes life-threatening illnesses and serious mental health conditions. And there's over 4,100 that have died because of their conditions. And that number is just going to continue to go up over time. So we decided for the 20th anniversary, it was a really important time that we could take what we learned creating the Living Memorial for the victims' families and now turn to the responder and survivor families and make sure that their lives are documented as well. So we're starting that project in the next couple of months.
I was going to say, it's very therapeutic for a family to tell the story of their loved one the way they want it told. Photographs, pictures of if they were a baseball player, them playing baseball, whatever, and to have that as a permanent archive that's there forever is really a cool thing. So we got that getting off the ground. Another thing we have coming up that's kind of neat, we've gotten so much artwork over the years. I call them expressions of love, paintings, quilts, mail art, sketches. We're going to do a exhibition here in our town and going to make it available for people to see from everywhere. But we're excited to show it because it's back to the point you were making, Steve, about telling the story. Nothing tells a story better than people showing caring and loving and reflections as part of the journey after 9/11. So that's kind of coming up September 1st. We kick that off.
And then we have our 2-day conference. We started on the first anniversary holding a symposium at the Marriott Downtown Hotel, which was just adjacent to the World Trade Center site. And that gave a place for the families to come in. We had all the service providers there at that time point. It was the Red Cross and the Salvation Army and the filters and all of that. But the programs have evolved over time based on the needs of the people. But when you suffer a loss like we all did on September 11th, we have now a whole other group of bereaved families of these responders and survivors, and it's by bringing them together and acknowledging the loss that they suffer, but also giving them tools where they can build resilient lives. And I think that's why our programs are so successful. It's the, bringing the people together with a shared experience.
Yeah, Robbie.
My heart goes out to both of you for your loss, and to everyone who lost a loved one in that horrific event. And we must never forget, and that's what you're doing. God bless you guys for what you're doing, because this helps to bring it to the front, and that we might never forget. And I would encourage anybody who's away from the New York area, no matter where you're from, whenever you visit the city, try to make an effort to get out to see that amazing memorial.
And we actually, the Living Memorial is on our website. If you go to voicescenter.org, we're having ongoing programming. It's really focused on resilience. This coming month is PTSD awareness, which, is very prevalent in our community. And I think COVID, it's prevalent in all communities now. But when a person goes through a trauma, and then you have to deal with something like COVID, it complicates it that much more.
And I would add, when Rachel brought up the Pulse nightclub, a lot of this healing, a lot of the work to get people after this trauma applies to the Pulse nightclub. It applies to the Vegas incident. It applies to Parkland, Florida. They're the same steps that people are going to go through in getting their act together and healing and moving forward. So that's why we're doing a lot of work outside of 9/11. But this year, with the 20th anniversary, we're hunkered down, very busy.
Yeah.
I gotta give Gio a plug, though. I can't let you guys let us go without saying that, of all things, we needed to have a celebrity join us at the ICAP Charity Day. Here's Gio flying back into the country. You guys know he had surgery.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Right.
He did a recording for us that was used throughout the ICAP Charity Day. Got all kind of plaudits and praise, and he just was amazing to the people. So I got so many notes from them, and a nice generous donation from ICAP for us getting Gio. But I had to give him a plug, because what an amazing soul. That guy, he had every reason to turn us down and say, I'm having surgery. He did it from his hospital.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, and Ray Negron talks very highly of him, and they do a lot of great work, and that's great to hear. Our viewers need to hear that, because it's not just about baseball. I mean, we joke about the sports, but really it's what these athletes can do, or musicians, or any of us, to have a platform to help others. So that's great to hear.
And we've had so many individuals step forward, even being on your show tonight. It's such an honor. And, we appreciate so much you're helping us spread the word, because there's still people that contact us almost every day that we've never been in touch with, and that they know that they can contact us, and we're happy to help in any way, to benefit both themselves or their families.
Well, God bless you. Thank you so very much. And this is just an icebreaker. We're going to get you back on. We have other shows. We're going to get you back on to show all the great work that you guys do.
That's great. We were honored to be here. And Rachel, maybe we can sync up at some point, too.
That would be so much fun.
There we go.
You don't want to hear me sing, though. I want to hear you sing.
No, I want to hear you sing, Frank. I want to hear you sing. I've heard Rachel. I want to hear Frank.
Yeah, me too.
I'm going to go get a glass of scotch first.
All right, there we go. There we go. Well, God bless you guys. Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. Robbie, before we get to our next guest, we're going to go back in time. We have this section called Back in the Day Commercials. We got two. We're bringing out of the archives, and then you'll bring our next musical guest on, okay?
Sounds good to me.
All right, here we go.
Wow.
Pee-wee Reese with Dodger rookies or Sandlot youngsters. Pee-wee, you do a lot of work with boys.
Not work, Al. I like baseball and kids. I enjoy helping teenagers start right.
Well, that's around shaving age, and you give them pointers on personal appearance, too?
Yes. A boy has more self-respect when he's clean-shaved. I tell him to use a Gillette razor, Al.
You said it, the Gillette Super Speed Razor. And today there are three. Light for sensitive skin and most younger men. Regular for average skin and beard. Heavy for men who like the heft and feel of a heavier razor. Each is different, precisely engineered. One has the right blade edge exposure, edge angle, and weight to shave you in a breeze. Comfortable, good-looking shave you may never have had before. And convenient, you change blades and rinse clean so. Choose your Gillette Super Speed Razor. $1.29 with Gillette Blue Blade dispenser and handy travel case.
From Florida, a powerhouse of vitamin C. Florida orange juice is a real powerhouse of vitamin C for active people like Mickey Mantle, New York Yankees star. Mickey knows he has to have orange juice with its vitamin C and energy to play his best ball. And he needs it every day because the body cannot store vitamin C.
I have to have orange juice with its vitamin C and energy to play my best ball. And I need it every day because they say the body can't store vitamin C.
You want your family to have the best, the natural vitamin C, the kind you get in fresh, frozen orange juice from Florida. And with all this, it's so convenient and thrifty. 4 big, delicious glassfuls from one little can. Stock up today. It's a powerhouse of natural vitamin C from Florida.
Wow, those are great stuff.
I love those vintage commercials so much, but I just have one question.
What's that?
Was there really a player that allowed himself to be called Pee-wee?
I'll tell you, Rachel, he's in the Hall of Fame. He was the shortstop for the Brooklyn Dodgers, and he was one of the great players of all time.
He must have been short. I mean...
Hey, what did you think about that commercial about all the shaving? You know, the funny thing is, I don't think that'd play today with all the beards in baseball.
No, that's true.
It's a trend.
But those commercials, 1958 and 1959, crazy, right?
Yeah.
Great.
Well, Robbie, we have a great guest standing in the wings here. You want to intro us for him?
This guy, his story is better than a Hollywood script. They've got to do a movie about this gentleman. He is an amazing talent, and he had an amazing father. And we have a video that might be the best way to intro him. If Carmine's ready for that, let's roll that video, and then we'll bring on this special guest.
Awesome.
Just say you will, say you will. Now, how many of you remember that song, huh? I'm sorry, I can't hear anybody. Come on. My heart is crying, crying, pow. Lonely tears drop. My pillow never dries. Those long tears. Come home, come home. Just say you will, say you will. Say you will. Just give me a...
Ladies and gentlemen, meet Mr. Bobby Wilson.
Yes.
Bobby.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey.
Hello, everybody.
Bobby, the first thing I got to say, I want a suit like that. I want your dance moves. I want your shoes. I want it all.
You can have it. You can have it.
That is great. I mean, unbelievable.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on the show, too.
Yeah. Well, first of all, we hope you're safe and healthy during these crazy times in the world. And how's things been for you?
You know, been going along with the times. I'm fully vaccinated, ready to get back out there and start entertaining again, and hopefully getting in front of some people, making them happy, and bringing back some memories.
Right, right. And Robbie, you guys had a chat recently, right?
Yes, and the audience needs to know that that was not Jackie Wilson singing. That was the son of Jackie Wilson. Look at that.
Look
It's
at
like
that.
a twin brother.
Whoa!
Wow.
Yeah, that picture's a 20-year difference. He was 21 and I actually was 41
Wow.
in
Wow.
that picture. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
That
can you
picture
tell
was
the audience your
the coral.
story? Your story is, it's like I said, it's a Hollywood script, Bobby. Can you tell the audience a little bit about your story, how you were raised, and then ultimately through a guy named Paul Revere from Paul Revere and the Raiders, and you found out that you were actually the son of Jackie Wilson. Do you mind talking about that?
Yes, it was a long road for me. First of all, my mother, I never started off to be a musician, even though I love music.
Yeah.
And I love dancing and singing along with the artists. But my mother was very young and gave me up at birth. And I didn't realize until I was about 12 years old that I was in a foster home. I've been in a foster home ever since I was 3 months old, according to my mother that raised me. My mother that raised me, she's been keeping foster children since 1941.
Wow.
So she raised over 400 kids in South Carolina. That's where I was raised. I was born in Westbury, but raised in South Carolina. And when I found out that I was a foster kid, well, I had a lot of medical problems growing up. I had bone problems. I had to have my legs broken and straightened out. I had feet operated on and straightened out. I had a speech impediment that had to be fixed, and I had internal problems with my lungs and my intestines. That was from 0 to 9 years old. And then once all those things got straightened out, I wore the Forrest Gump bracelets all the way until I was about 12. And then and believe it or not, I started running cross country and playing soccer or football in high school. And then I joined the Navy, and I planned to stay in the Navy for 30 years and retire fat, dumb, and happy. But that was my plan. That wasn't God's plan.
Amen, brother.
So, Bobby, let me stop you for a second because you said about the whole foster home thing. I grew up in foster homes, and it was a challenge. It was a challenge because I bounced around a little bit. But it seems like you were with one family, and it seems like that family was, really saved you when you were younger.
Yes, they did, because my mother was a baby girl with 12 brothers from Cordia, Georgia, and her family were family of preachers. Her mother was an evangelist, her father was a preacher. She had 6 brothers that were preachers, and so she grew up very strong, and then, like I said, a baby girl. So when she started keeping kids in 1941, I came along, 20 years later, and it was amazing. She was a very strong hand. I grew up with gospel roots, and I'm grounded in God, and that really helped me along the way. I joined the Navy, got married, had a kid, and then halfway, 10 years in, I went through a divorce and found myself not really knowing what I was going to do, and another door opened. And I was hanging out with these Hawaiian guys, and it was in the karaoke bar for the first time in my life. And these guys taught me into singing My Girl. And that's when Peter Hernandez walked in, the father of Bruno Mars, and said, "Hey, man, I like your voice." Yeah, he said, "Hey, I like your voice. I want you to join my group." Peter had a group called the Love Notes, a doo-wop group, that he moved from Brooklyn to Hawaii. And they were playing at the Waikiki Sheraton 7 nights a week, 2 shows a night. And they've been together 10 years before I knew anything about them. But anyway, when Pete invited me, that was the beginning of my career in music. Like I said, I was in the Navy. I was trained in electronics. I had another job waiting for me after I got a medical discharge. And I was going to be headed to South Carolina, not even thinking about, doing music. And Pete changed my life really because when I joined the group, I didn't know what I was doing. Pete heard something, saw something in me, and he said, "Hey man, follow my lead, and you're going to do well." I joined the group, learned to WAP, and
And if
sold,
Pete,
and
if Peter, who is the father of Bruno Mars, he knows talent, that's for sure. And if he saw it in
yeah,
you, you know it was genuine.
yeah. Well, at the time, I didn't know,
Right.
and uh, and then that's when I met little Bruno, who's 6 years old, playing Baby Elvis in the show.
Oh, wow.
I'll never forget, I was on the group for about a week, still learning backgrounds, vocals, and all this stuff. And he looked up at me with his jumpsuit on and his
Yeah.
Elvis pompadour. And he goes, "How long you been in show business?" And I looked down at him. I thought that was an interesting question for him. I said, "I only been in here a few days." And he looked at me and he says, "Oh, I've been in here 3 years." And turned around and walked away.
Wow. This is really.
I thought that was so crazy. But he has always had a determination. He's like a 30-year-old man trapped in a 6-year-old body. I remember saying that to his dad. I also remember telling his dad, "I think you got Michael Jackson. You got a Michael Jackson on your hand."
Yeah.
And so I reminded him that after Bruno became a superstar. But no, that was the beginning. Paul Revere walked in to see
Now
our
let me
show.
let me
because-
interrupt you just a second because
Yeah.
for example, Rachel probably has never heard of Paul Revere other than the Knight Rider. But
Right.
Yes,
Paul Revere,
it's like.
there was a band in the 60s, back in my day, Rachel,
Right.
called Paul Revere and the Raiders. And he was one of my heroes, and he was one of the greatest entertainers in the music business ever. And they had a bunch
sure
of
was.
great hit records. Paul Revere and the Raiders. He's not with us anymore. But that's who Paul Revere is. Sorry, Bobby. I had to let the audience in on that.
But
Well, I was
before
going to
Rachel-
say this.
Yeah.
So, this is really reminding me of Adam Driver's story. Like, he was this really, really big military guy until he got medically discharged, and now he's one of the biggest actors ever. So,
Who's the actor?
Adam Driver, he's done a lot
I
of
know
it.
who he is.
Kylo Ren from Star Wars.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
I
I'm
know
sorry
who
to
I'm
interrupt
talking
you, though, Bobby. You were Paul Revere then got connected with you somehow. How's that go on?
But Paul Revere was working with a producer out of Las Vegas named John Stewart. He had a show called Legends in Concert. This show has been around for now 30 years. And at the time, John had 15 shows around the world, and he talked Paul into becoming his partner and opening a show in Hawaii. So when they opened their Legends in Concert show over at the Waikiki, in Waikiki at the Sheraton, it was something. So they heard about Bruno, really. So they wanted to come see Bruno because Bruno was the closing act in the show, doing his Baby Elvis bit and getting rare reviews. Also,
Do you lose him?
Go ahead again,
Bruno
Bobby. I
also
think
somebody tried to call me. Bruno had also been in movies with Nicolas Cage, so he was kind of a local star at 6 years old. so they came to see him, and we had finished the show, and everybody's all excited. Paul Revere's here, Paul Revere, and I didn't know who he was. So I'm excusing myself out the front door as after the show was over, and Paul stops me and said, "Where do you think you're going?" And I said, "Oh, the show's over." And he goes, "No, Bopper, you know who you look like?" And that was the beginning. That's the first time
that was it.
anybody really mentioned Jackie Wilson. Yeah, that was the first time, because even though I was on the Love Notes, nobody said I looked like Jackie Wilson, except people from the audience. People yelled from the audience, "You look like Jackie Wilson. I wonder if you sound like him." Because when I got hired, I was only hired as a backup singer, not a front singer. So I didn't have any experience as a front singer anyway, so I was cool with it. I was happy with it. But it was Paul Revere, and Paul really pushed me. He said, "Hey, you got to be our Jackie Wilson." And I said, "Paul, I don't know who he is. That's one. Two, I don't know what he looked like. Don't you have to look like this guy, And Paul goes, yeah, you look like him, you talk like him, you walk like him. Paul went crazy.
Yeah.
And so, and then and of course Paul said he was a friend of mine. He was my
Yeah.
buddy. He was, he was on my show Where the Action Is. And I was like, you had a show?
Right.
Yeah, I had no clue who Paul Revere was.
Wow.
Generation. By the way, Carmine,
Yeah.
can we put that picture up again? Check this picture out, folks. That picture. No, not that picture. There. Look at that. The resemblance is off the charts. And by the
Wow.
way, Jackie Wilson was one of the greatest entertainers, one of the greatest singers, one of the greatest musical artists ever, ever, ever. And he toured all in the 60s with Sam Cooke and Jackie Wilson. And a bunch of my friends actually toured in those days. Bob Gaudio did. Chris Montez toured with those guys. Amazing stuff.
Wow.
I love it. It's amazing. This should be a movie.
There we go.
Yeah.
Why is this not a movie? I'd watch it.
Rachel wants to make a movie of you.
Yeah.
In time. Everything happens in time.
Yes. Enjoy the journey.
So Bobby,
But,
what's in store for you now that the pandemic may be lifting a little bit? Musicians are getting out there. What's in store for you moving forward?
I'm going on tour again, starting in July, the end of July. I'll be in New York and Jersey and Philly for the most part, the first few months, and then it's an EU tour being set up as we speak, and I got some things happening that you're going to have to just be on the watch out to hear and see. Some new music. That's not all I can say, and can't wait to because I'm very excited. It's great. It's great songs that's coming out. So,
Hey, Bobby, Rachel gave us Rachel gave us a nice a cappella version of a song. Can you give us a Jackie Wilson song a cappella there, brother? Not to put you on the spot.
I just gave you Chris Montez. What else do you want?
Yeah.
Yay!
Chris Montez. What else do you want?
Yeah.
See, Robbie.
There you go.
See, Robbie's a musical director. He's always wants to push that envelope there.
That's
I
my
know. When he made the young ladies thing, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a little bit higher and higher. Your love is lifting me higher than I've ever been lifted before. So keep up, quenching my desire, and I'll be at your side forevermore.
Oh man,
that's enough.
Yeah, that's great.
That's so cool, brother.
Now I need your voice, your shoes, your shirt, your everything. I need everything, man. You are great. You are so great. We got to get you back on because if you have some new music, we want to hear it live here on this show.
I want to come back and promote that music because I've been promoting my dad and carrying the flag of his music for a long time.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to be able to stand on his shoulders and carry my music. So.
Oh, that's great.
I'm looking forward to it.
Well, God bless you. How can people get a hold of you, Bobby?
And check your schedule out, Bobby. How do they check your schedule?
Bobby Wilson 22 for Instagram. BobbyWilsonMusic.com, my website. What else? Twitter, Bobby B. Wilson, and Google. Just Google my name. Bobby
I
Wilson.
know. You come right up there. We come right up there. Well, Bobby, God bless you. Thank you so very much for joining us here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Very cool.
Thank you.
All right, Bobby Wilson. That was great. So, Robbie, we're going to pop your promo for tonight, but Rachel just graduated, so we have a little video we're going to show. But tonight, I got to watch this show. This is going to be great.
I need to watch it.
Yeah. And one of the things we're going to do, I'm going to try something new that I haven't done yet. I'm going to do Burley sent me a drum track just a couple hours ago, and I'm going to play live with Burley's video, so we'll see if that works.
Oh, that's great. Well, Robbie, thank you very much. Rachel just graduated. We put a little movie together. Let's check it out. Reach Out with Ray and Steve and Robbie Robinson. Let's check it out.
to let me shine. That's your way. You always walk a step behind. So I was the one with all the glory, while you were the one with all the strength. A beautiful face without a name for so long. A beautiful smile to hide the pain. Did you ever know that you're my hero? And everything I would like to be. I can fly higher than an eagle. You are the wind beneath my wings. In my